As many countries are struggling to get their population vaccinated once, Israel's now planning to offer a third vaccine shot to some fully vaccinated older people. The decision is based on new data that suggests there's a significant waning of immunity over time. The Israeli Prime Minister said they were following the science.
The decision was based on considerable research and analysis, as well as the rise in risk of the Delta variant wave. Israel has already vaccinated 2,000 immunosuppressed people with a third dose with no severe adverse events. And now we're rolling out a national third dose campaign. We'll share with all the information we have with the rest of the global community as we make progress. Thank you.
Dr. Saad Omer is the director of the Yale Institute for Global Health that joins me now. Right. Well, this is a game changer from a country that led the way, vaccinated more people than anybody else in a shorter period of time. Is this a warning that the rest of us are going to face booster vaccines even before the booster may have changed its composition?
Well, I think it's worth paying attention to, but it doesn't necessarily mean, at least not as yet, that we are looking at boosters in all countries. And here's the reason why. Israel has a good data system. They have had good studies that have come out of that country, but their data are different, and their estimates of vaccine effectiveness in different age groups under this variant are different from the UK and even the US. Even the UK and the US data show that there is a decline in vaccine effectiveness against any symptomatic infection, but the UK and US data do not document a decline against severe disease. Whereas in Israel, there has been a documentation of decline against severe disease, not too much, but still perceptible in those who are over 60. So that's why they're moving based on their own data, but it's not there for other countries.
All right, but this is serious stuff because in the US, you've got a large part of the population who hasn't even been vaccinated once. Now there's the threat that, or the thought that you'd have to be vaccinated 2 or 3 times. And surely this is just going to sow greater confusion over what the vaccination validity is.
Absolutely. So these are the things that require a robust, clear communication response in addition to an epidemiological response. And unfortunately, many countries have lacked in that kind of clear communication response. And so absolutely, leaders will have to explain explicitly that it means that the armor we thought was impenetrable remains very strong, but it is now a little bit penetrable. So therefore, we are supplementing it with some reinforcement.
But here is my COVID-19 vaccination pass from the New York authorities. You'll be familiar with it. It expires on the 17th of October. Now, is this a warning to me, do you think, that on the 17th of October, I'm suddenly more liable and I should really get a third booster? Or is this just telling me that this is useless after the 17th of October? These are the sort of real life, everyday confusing issues that people are facing.
Absolutely. I think that was a bit unnecessary to have such short expiration date, if you will. So from my perspective, when these cards were issued, especially, there wasn't evidence. And even now, we don't know, that, all of a sudden, like Cinderella, everything will turn to pumpkin in October. Absolutely no. We do know, as I said, people are watching the data, and there may be a consideration for a booster. There are a couple of issues there. Look, I think there is evidence for a booster for immunocompromised individuals before we have evidence for the elderly or older individuals in the US. So there's a stronger case for that group. And so I think, I hope to see movement in that direction first. Remember, this raises a lot of issues in terms of equity, not just within countries, but between countries as well.
Yeah,
And so
absolutely.
there have to be those considerations, in terms of decision calculus.
Good to have you, sir. We'll talk more as this progresses. We'll need your guidance and help. Thank you.